We have a situation here. So we have one of our viewers who is really pissed because she cannot get a high limit business credit card. She wants to know why. Her FICO score is high, 785. That's really, really high. She is generating more than $1 million per year, and her business has been in operation for 5 years. So the big question is, why is she unable to get a high limit business credit card? This is the question we are going to answer into this conversation. So if you're interested, I want you to stick around till the end. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you are doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous, if you were to ask me. If you are doing as great and blessed as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's conversation, I want to talk to you about the case of Tamika. Tamika, I know that you are listening to us, and so you are unable to get a high limit business credit card, and your FICO score is really high. You are generating good revenue, so more than $1 million per year, and you have been in business for 5 years. And so what's really going on here? Dear viewers, I'm summarizing Tamika's case for everyone, so we are on the same page. So Tamika, you are a 42-year-old, and you live in St. Petersburg, Florida. You are married with 4 kids. I want to give a shout out to all our Florida viewers and audience members. We love y'all. God bless you. So Tamika, you were married with 4 kids, and you own a Shopify store. So your Shopify store, based on the revenue that you just communicated to us, is very successful. So you generate more than $1 million per year in revenue. You did not communicate to us your income information because the thing is, revenue is not really the only thing that the lenders look at. Lenders or credit card issuers look at. They look at also the net cash flow, but also the net income. How much net are you taking home? And you currently bank at Bank of America and BMO Harris. So those are your 2 primary banks. And as I said, the Shopify store generates more than $1 million yearly, and you need a business credit card. So your whole thing is that you just need a business credit card, and you are unable to get a high limit business credit card. And your FICO score is 785. And my thing is, and so I'm just giving a synopsis of the case to all our viewers. And this is another one thing I want to say here is that you said that you need a high limit business credit card, which means you already have a business credit card. You just want a high limit. In other words, you probably have maybe 4 digits or whatever. You're not satisfied. So bottom line is you're not satisfied with the limit you currently have, and you're just trying to rectify the situation by having a high limit business credit card. And when we were actually exchanging emails with you, we asked you, what does high limit business credit card means for you? And you said at least 5 digits. In other words, you mean at least $10,000 as limits on the credit card. So first things first, Tamika, you have been venting a lot in our emails with you. You said, I can't believe they're not giving me a high limit business credit card, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you were pissed. Yes. But the question is your business legally structured? Because see, the thing here is before we even start the conversation, I want you to elucidate for me, clarify for me your business's legal apparatus. Are you legally structured? If yes, what kind of structure do you have? Do you have an LLC? Do you have an S corp, a C corp? Because the thing is, you just want a high limit business credit card, but what if your business is not legally structured? Do you have an EIN? Tamika, answer me. I don't want you to just again, because the questions I'm asking, you actually did not answer some of those questions in the series of emails that we exchanged with you. So the question is does your business have an EIN? Do you have a business plan? You're making a lot of cash. 1 million is a lot of cash. I don't care where you live in the country, whatever, but 1 million is a lot of cash. And you got to have a business plan. What are your prospects for future growth? Okay, have you attached your financial statements to your business credit card application? I'm not even asking where you applied. Did you apply online? Did you apply over the phone? Did you apply at a branch? Because right now you are banking with one behemoth, nationally speaking. We are speaking about Bank of America. This is a financial colossus. BMO Harris is more of a regional player, but they're still big anyway. So you have two biggies, one big biggie and one small biggie, if you want to call it that way. So the thing here is that when you said that I'm unable to get a high limit business credit card, what was included in the denial letter or letters? Because the bank should have let you know something it's not really great with your application. That's why they denied your ass in the first place. What did they say specifically? I want you to tell us verbatim what they told you in that letter. Did you call the reconsideration line? In other words, have you tried to actually appeal the decision? If yes, what did the bank or the credit card issuer say specifically? So those are really important things that we need to clarify. This is why we wanted to put it in our section, First Things First. And Tamika, daughter, I want you to listen here. You got to be careful, because when we talk about, you can all be emotional and all these things, but credit is a game. Credit is a game. Personal credit is a game. Business credit is a game. It's not about just being emotional. Learn the rules of the game so you can be a better player. That's what I'm talking about. You want to quit the emotion, the emotional thing, trying to, no. Don't you try to go into, no. You want to do things methodically. So there are several reasons why your business credit card application could be denied. So you got to be really careful here. What I'm trying to say here is I want you to avoid the following traps. So next time you apply, you are able to get the high limit business credit card that you need and deserve. If your loan balances are too high, your business credit card application will be denied. Not only at the personal level, but also at the business level. My question to you is, do you have loans? And if yes, do you have high loan balances? Do you have high credit card balances right now? Because I'm sure you have a credit card, at least one credit card right now, either personally or business-wise. And what is the limit on those credit cards? Talk to me about that. Answer me, Tamika. And have you had too many inquiries on your credit report lately? Because that's the thing too. MC, while we were talking to you, you were always telling us, "Yeah, I'm making a lot of cash. I'm making a lot of cash." You're making a lot of cash. 1 million is good, but you know what? In the grand scheme of things, it ain't anything. It ain't nothing really. 1 million is good, but 1 million is 1 million. I mean, people are making 7 digits, 8 digits on Shopify. Okay, so you're not really like, like, hey, listen, just chill. I want you to relax and say, listen, if you're having $1 million revenue, but you have too many inquiries on your credit report, you have too many credit cards, personally or business-wise, you have a high credit card balances, you have high loan balances, those are not good. If your income is too low, see, that's the thing. You are making $1 million, but what is the net income? What is the net income? You haven't talked about that. I mean, you could probably just be having losses. Yeah, I mean, your revenue is good, but that's what people call the top line number. But I want to know the bottom line. What is your take home pay? And have you completely filled out the application when you applied for your high limit business credit card? Were you methodical? Were you thorough in filling out the application? Those are important things I want you to really pay attention to. Be careful, Tamika. Be careful. Solution idea number 1. Tamika, you need to determine your eligibility. The next time I want you to apply for a high limit business credit card, I want you to zero in on a particular business credit card, and you need to determine your eligibility. So if they want your business to be legally structured, make sure that you have that. If they want to have your licenses and permits, if the credit card issuer wants to see your certificate of good standing, make sure you have it. If the credit card issuer wants to see, let's say, other paperwork, make sure that you have that paperwork. You need to gather the required information Tamika, this is really important. You need to gather your EIN, your annual revenue, your number of employees. I mean, based on the synopsis you gave us, you didn't say if you have employees, but if you have employees, then the card issuer wants to have a clear idea about your workforce. Do you have what about estimated spending needs? Those are important things that some card issuers want to see first before actually setting the limits that you want. And another thing you need to really think about here is that it's better that you start with banks with which you already have a relationship. Okay, it makes the application process more comfortable, efficient, and successful. Please do not look for quantity here. I want you to look for quality. You are banking right now with two excellent institutions, Bank of America and BMO Harris. Those are great institutions, and they have a constellation of credit cards that could suit you. So zero in on those two institutions and do your best. Okay, I want you to go to branches if possible. Go to branches. Do not apply online all the time. People think about, I want to apply online, blah, blah, blah. No. Go to a branch. Take the time, especially if you're looking for a high limit business credit card. You want to go to a branch and have a conversation. You want to have a conversation. You got to have a convo first before actually getting the business credit card application getting started. Okay, they might ask you for the type of business and industry designation. They might ask for your EIN. They might ask for your approximate annual business revenue. But whatever they ask you, I'm sure you already have that anyway. But it's good, this human contact will be quintessential in you getting approved for a high limit business credit card. Speaking about actually going to a branch, solution idea number 3. Tamika, I want you to really, really apply at a branch. And what I want you to do is I want you to try both banks, because you never know, you might actually get approved at both banks. If you haven't done it in the past, I want you right now to do it. So apply both at the BMO branches. You can see on the screen, BMO branches in St. Petersburg, Florida, and Bank of America branches. The good thing is that those two banks actually have a series of branches in the city and in the state of Florida. Okay, so go to the nearest branches. I want you to take the time. You need to take the time. The whole thing is people are just so busy. I ain't got no time. I'm busy. You have an online business, so you have the time. You're not going to a 9-to-5 job, or you're not going to, I have no idea about your daily schedule, but you got to take the time to actually discuss with those credit card issuers your requirements. Okay, make the case. You want to press the case of a higher limit, but you got to talk to someone so they know that you really see. It's not about, hey, listen, I want 20 grand. Okay, I want a 20 grand limit. I'm making $1 million revenue. Okay. But my question to you is, why do you need $20,000 and not $5,000 and not $3,000 and not $100,000? That's the thing. Okay, bring your financials with you when you go to those two branches. A business plan is also ideal. Okay, and the good thing is when you speak to someone, you can actually evaluate your approval odds before applying. This is really good. This is why we love branch application, because you can gauge a little bit how much you might get. Okay, and you can also ask if you could pre-qualify. In other words, you're not actually you are preserving your personal FICO score so that you actually can just do a soft pull and see what could happen. Okay, and make sure you have with you your certificate of good standing and your business tax returns. Okay, or whether you filed last year Form 1065 or Form 1120S or Form 1120, depending on your legal structure, your business's legal structure. And don't forget the ancillary Schedules K1. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another Session of the Awesome Sort of Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about a case that was brought over to us by Tamika. She is a 42-year-old and she lives in St. Petersburg, Florida. She's married with 4 kids, owns a Shopify store, and she currently banks at Bank of America and BMO Harris. And her Shopify store, generates yearly $1 million minimum. And she needs a high limit business credit card. She has a 785 FICO score, very, very high. Tamika, one thing I want you to do here is that if you try business credit cards and they do not actually approve your ass, why don't you just try using a personal credit card for your business? Yeah, this is a possibility. I mean, nobody said you need to have a business credit card per se for your business. I mean, don't get me wrong, it will be good. That's the ideal solution, especially if you are trying to build business credit. But sometimes you need to start somewhere before things change in your favor, before the universe blesses you, before God blesses you. So you can actually use a personal credit card for business purposes. Okay, you have a good FICO score, 785. That's a great FICO score, so you could qualify very easily for a good credit card. The only thing is, if you are going to use a personal credit card for business purposes, I want you to really use a separate card. In other words, that card will be used exclusively for business transactions. Don't you try to mix things up by trying to use the card once for business purposes and another time for personal reasons. Don't do that, okay? And when you use your business credit card, try to, the rules for personal credit card holdership those rules apply also for business credit card holdership. In other words, keep your credit utilization ratio low, right? It's all about making multiple payments on your business credit cards, or making sure that the limit at the end of the month is very low or even nil compared to the limit that you have. Okay, and try to make sure that your payments are going to the business credit, to the business, they're going to the card issuer on time. This is why I was just telling you earlier to apply at Bank of America or BMO Harris. BMO Harris, you probably stand a higher chance the higher chance of getting approved, especially if you have your revenue going. If you have a business bank account with them, they see the transactions anyway. They see the cash inflows and cash outflows, so they can have a clear idea of where you stand financially speaking. Okay, this is really good. So do not use a debit card though, because here you are trying to build credit. Either you're trying to build business credit or personal credit, but you need to build credit. Okay, and at some point you have to know when to graduate to a business credit card. The good thing is that Bank of America might start you with a personal credit card, but at some point you can ask them, when can I graduate to a business credit card? And they can do this very easily, very, very easily. The last thing I want to tell you here is that this is solution idea number 4. So, Tamika, you have asked us to give you ideas about how to get a high limit business credit card. The question is, are you looking for a business credit card, or are you looking for business funding in general? Because if you are looking for a business funding, we can actually suggest that you try Shopify Capital. You are generating good revenue on the platform, more than $1 million a year. So you could try a business funding program called Shopify Capital. Okay, so Shopify Capital is a business financing program through which Shopify sellers can get fast access to business loans and merchant cash advances. Okay, this is really good. So the only thing is, the funding is available by invitation only for sellers who have an established history of Shopify sales, which is, in your case, this is pretty good because you have been making money on the platform. Okay, and based on our conversations with you, you said you have been on the platform for many, many years. So you really have established credibility already. Okay, and so Shopify Capital is quite affordable compared to most alternative lenders. Okay, and one thing you need to understand here is that you just need to, people say, well, it's an invitation only, but if you call Shopify and explain to them that you would like to be funded, they'll take care of you. Okay, this is really good. So here are the pros and cons of this funding program, just in case you are interested. Here are the pros. You have quick, easy application and funding process. This provides an alternative to traditional financing for Shopify merchants. You have a wide constellation of funding amounts available. This is actually less expensive than other short-term loans and merchant cash advances, and the repayment keeps pace with your level of daily sales. Okay, this is really good, and you can easily monitor repayment progress in your Shopify admin dashboard. So those are the pros of this funding program. What about the cons? This is only available to Shopify sellers, but in your case, this is not a detriment. This is actually good because you are already a Shopify seller. Eligibility criteria are not really clear. Okay, you do get daily debits from your Shopify sales revenue, and you must sign in some cases a personal guarantee. So the question is, if you are just looking for financing, not just a credit card, but just financing in general, you can try Shopify Capital. You will probably get a higher limit quickly, and you can just actually fund your business or take care of other funds real quickly. So just FYI. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. Tamika, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to all our beloved viewers. If you want to continue the conversation, please feel free to do so in the comment section below. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.